Hi, welcome to Zenagallery. My name is Zena, and I'm going to provide an energy reading for today. Let's see what we have. This one is going to be a little bit different. Got a few messages here, so let's see. All right, I'm going to start with this one. So the first message I have. So when it comes to any type of discernment, make sure you're looking at the details and coming in from a clear vision. So basically, obviously calling on God, Most High Source, so that you can look from from a detailed, what is it? Where it's really detailed. Gosh, let me think. You know what? I can't think right now. All right, let's keep going because my allergies are still acting up. So, but I want to get these messages out. All right. So when it comes to any type of aggression, I'm getting a lot of aggressive energy. So obviously, we're in spiritual warfare. We're dealing with a lot of um, trials and tribulations, and this is going to apply to everybody, humanity, just in general. Like, just because, like, say we're doing well off in life, you've created this beautiful life, that doesn't mean that we're obviously untouchable. So what I'm getting is, just make sure you are being on high detail when it comes to a clear perspective, clear vision, and discernment. And there's going to be a lot of aggressive energy just around in our personal environment. It doesn't matter how good you have things going, and basically the fire is around everyone right now, looking for an opportunity for the person not to be optimistic, or not to have hope, or not to put their trust and belief in their behavior and their thoughts into God. So they're looking for, this fire prince is looking for that aggression out of everyone, and he's looking for the lack of being optimistic. Okay, so when it comes to our perspective, make sure we're being of balance. So keeping a fairness and a balance to any type of aggressive situations. Now, don't get me wrong, we're all human. So just make sure we're using our spiritual discernment, so it doesn't put us in a situation where it's too late. You're already in a situation that is aggressive, or there is no fairness, or no balance. So the most we can do when we're pulled into situations like that, we have to keep our balance and keep our fairness in the situation, especially if we're already in the fire. So this is self-development, spiritual growth, just healing, community, trying to look at things from a higher perspective, higher vibration, when it comes to dealing with any type of trauma, or any type of like spirituality, or just like strengthening faith within self. Once we can get that fairness and balance within self, then okay, we can assist others if we're in the line of service. But if we're not in the line of service and we're just in survival mode, then we need these type of tools to be intact, and type of discipline and obedience when it comes to God, and basically surviving spiritual warfare, so that we can not be devoured, basically. When it comes to any type of hungry ghost, so any type of obsessions, or any type of scarcity consciousness, or any type of attachments, and now is the time to really like balance that out. You know, Basically, I'm getting like they're on everybody in humanity. They're on our butts. No, it's no ditching and dodging. It's kind of like they're hungry. Okay, so they're considered ghosts, or obsessions, or any type of self-sabotage and scarcity thinking. We're all being raised into ascension, higher vibration. So we may have people around us that are attachments, and that could be families, friends, whoever. You know what I'm saying? If they're not living, unfortunately, a higher vibration, or a spirit of God, or in that spiritual development, or that growth category, then they're considered a hungry ghost, or an attachment, or possibly self-sabotage, where something that's not healthy for us, when it comes to an obsession, or poverty thinking, lack of consciousness, or just thinking scarcity, as if you're not going to win, or you're not worthy, or you're not going to make it, or you're not forgiven. So just make sure all of those type of thoughts, and pessimistic thoughts, and not being optimistic, not being hopeful, not living in faith, make sure you're giving that to God, especially if this applies to somebody that feels like they're just not making it or they won't make it. Make sure you're not calling that energy in, because that is considered a hungry ghost and that will bring it in. And that doesn't apply to, people that are in situations where you just got hungry ghosts around and they're hungry ghosts and you just got to deal with them to a certain extent, and you're trying to keep the fairness and balance. So, just remind yourself that you are human and just be patient with yourself and do the best you can and really give it to God. But also, when God tells you to move or do, you need to take an action, you need to be mindful of that. If not, then you already know what happens with that. You get devoured or sucked into that fiery energy, or that, darkness or whatever. This is not a religion reading. This is more of you know, a perspective on what is going on with spiritual warfare, the humanity, the energy. So more like an energy reading, more like mindfulness, awareness, self-discipline, self-awareness, finding peace within all the chaos. And peace comes from God, so high vibration, higher source. And then you want to call it down into our personal space, or into our world, or into our earth, into our environments, our relationships, into our abundance, just all the way around. But of course, we're going to be either triggered or you're going to be forced into these aggressive situations until you actually put your foot down. So just make sure you're calling in your spirituality side and your human side, so that it is going together and really getting that soul power from Most High, which is God, okay, the collective, our creator. When it comes to so the next message is, when it comes to synchronicity, your divine intelligence. So yeah, cause and effect. Basically, you are the web weaver. We all are our own individual web weaver. And sometimes things get entangled in our web. So we want to make sure, this web we're weaving, that we're responsible for. We're going with our synchronicity. We're using our divine intelligence, which is our spiritual discernment. And we're also taking in consideration the cause and effect. All right, which goes a little bit what I was explaining with before with the hungry ghost. Next message: make sure you're going with the flow and really letting go and going into a natural movement. If you're not letting go and going with the flow and going into a natural movement, then it's going to automatically be chaos. There really is no in between. Not right now. Not where we're in spiritual warfare or spiritual development or ascension time. It is a cycle. History repeats itself. You have all different types of beliefs and all different types of spirituality, religions, all these things going on. This is more about self-development, and where do you stand in your own race, and where are you trying to get to, and what is your destiny or purpose for living here on this time while you're here. So in order to do that, sometimes, there is going to come, a situation where you have to go with the flow. You're going to have to let go, or you're going to have to go with natural movement. What I get out of natural movement, that comes from source, our Holy Spirit, from God, also letting go, spiritual communication, paying attention when, our spirit guides, our soul tribe, our spirit, or our, intuition, or God is really speaking to us on what he wants for us to happen, okay? And that could be either in being of service, or that could be of like, this situation isn't really serving you and it's not for you. All right, next message. When it comes to employment change, your career path is leading you in a higher direction. So, with positive changes, make sure you're supporting your dreams, your priorities, your passion, your life purpose. Trust that these things will change and you'll release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported in each and step of the way. So, yeah, don't feel guilty if that's the case. You are being pushed into a higher direction. So, in order to get through all this fire, you got to rise above the ashes, and then it may be pushing you into, obviously, not maybe, it will be pushing you into a higher direction. So make sure, you're supporting yourself. And it can be hard because, even from my personal experience, it's like, it's hard, you want to sometimes bring people along, and that could be family, friends, or whoever. But, unfortunately, if they're not doing the work, and we're all rowing the boat here, and then they're steady poking holes in the boat, then what do you think is going to happen? We all can't sink. Somebody has to, eventually keep it moving. And that's just what I'm getting. So that could be in employment, that could be in situations, that could be in our environment, anything that's just not supporting your main priority or your life purpose that basically God has put us here to do. Next message. Um, obstacles and blocks, they're not lifted right now. So instead of it being lifted, they're not lifted right now. So let's see. Any type of personal work and positive energy will overcome previous obstacles. Blocks are going to be lifted. So yeah, it's the opposite right now. So there may be a lot of personal work that needs to be done. There needs to be a lot of more positive energy shifting coming in. There needs to be a lot of overcoming any type of obstacles, blocks. You're going to experience, there's a possibility you may not experience any type of progress right now or any forward movement with the project. But as long as you're staying centered in gratitude and doing the work, then the abundance will continue. So just make sure, like, if you are working on a project, or if you're just working on something and there's no blocks or anything being lifted, or there's more blocks created, just keep working so that abundance can come in, and just work on the gratitude part, asking God to remove those blocks, and asking God to, especially if you need abundance at this time, asking Him to, He knows your deadline, especially if you have any deadlines. So just make sure you're just putting on His plate and not stopping a project or quitting a project before it just you don't even get the return on it. So that's what I'm getting, because the blocks or obstacles aren't lifted yet. All right, when it comes to attracting, okay, anything or anyone that is anything or anyone that you're chasing after will run another way. So because of any fears, any underlying chasing fears, instead of attracting, you're basically, you need to send out love and gratitude and welcome energy. So make sure you're not like sending out negative energy because there's blocks. Okay, like, I know that may be hard. You possibly may be around people that are not having any blocks. So just make sure you're being mindful of your own energy. Right now, just everybody's on their own independent path. It may not seem like it because we're all living in the earth, okay? We're dealing with humanity, but we're all individual in our own little bubble, and we need to take care of our bubble, and we need to take care of our energy so that the energy that we're emitting or receiving, it isn't so bad, or it isn't punctured, or it isn't like weakened. Okay, and you need to be mindful of that before you're quick to like possibly attract things in, or chasing things. Okay, so this is more about, you need to focus on your bubble, your lifeline that you have. Okay, you're deservingness. Okay, you're a beloved child of God, like everyone else. You deserve to receive support that will allow you to focus on your divine life purpose. Even if you can't recognize that in your lovable qualities, you need to trust God and your angels to see that how amazing you truly are. So yeah, this could be, somebody that is just really not feeling like they're a child of God, like everyone else. Everyone is a child of God, all right? And when it comes to receiving any support, you may not be receiving that in the human world, but that's okay, because that's the whole point. It's trying to push you into your divine life purpose. Even if you can't recognize the loving qualities that you may have, you need to trust God and your angels and realize how amazing you are. So I'm getting more self-love here. Make sure you're putting that love, instead of in everybody else, into yourself. And then that's when any ideas will be coming successful funding. So your abundance will rise up. It'll be supported by the same infinite wisdom that God has given you for your ideas. And yeah, when you're self-loving yourself, then you come from a lot of more ideas. You can create more, you can get in your imagination. And once you're doing that, then you're creating, an opportunity for new energy to come in abundance. So if there's any money concerns that's preventing you from turning anything into reality, you need to look into any type of partnerships or investments or creative people that are available to help you. So this is finding people that have similar interests, or possibly starting from scratch, or just being positive in the gifts that you have in order to even get something started off the ground. Example, you may have a friend or somebody that you feel like, okay, well, I'm creative, they're creative, we don't really have money right now, but let's try to get some ideas going, and then we can see how much this is going to cost, and then we can go from there. So just like a 1-2 step type thing, you know what I'm saying? Just not stopping or feeling like, oh, it's not possible. So that means self-sabotage, or coming from like poverty thinking. Okay, organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you. It's a simple way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living, your workspace, your finances will help you know a plan and next action. So that goes back to, writing things down on paper. We're in a cell phone era, so getting a vision board, writing down a journal, or putting something on paper on what you want to happen when it comes to abundance, work, projects, or anything that you want to accomplish right now. That is considered organized, so it won't just be running around these ideas in your mind giving you more anxiety. You have it solidly down on solidly. So you have it written down on solid paper, so you can always resort back to that journal, vision board, or paper, and then you can create more ideas, and that will make you feel productive, that'll make you feel confident, and that'll make you feel like you're really working on things, and that will help you with in moving into next action plans, next steps. Okay, when it comes to any type of exercise, make sure you're increasing your energy, so make sure you're going for a walk, or any manifestation abilities, working out, low intensity, doesn't necessarily have to be hardcore exercise. When you're doing that, you're manifesting quickly into a very higher energy level. It's the easiest way to increase any type of energy through a physical exercise. Choose something that's fun, that's meaningful, that's an activity that you look forward to, and that it becomes its own reward. So, yeah, it's not something that's going to make you tired, something that's just like fun and you look forward to doing it because it either relaxes you or makes you feel like nice. Okay. All right. When it comes to abundance, your abundance is something that will happen in the future. If you think that way, then it will always be one day away from you. You need to see, feel, think, and speak it now. Abundance is something that you already have right now and it's here in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. So, yeah, no poverty thinking, no thinking I can't do it, no thinking I don't have it. Abundance mindset, thinking that, I can do this, I'm gonna do it, and that's it. Abundance mindset, thinking abundantly. When it comes to any type of you're conscious and consumer. Let's see, you have the power to heal and help people. So with your decisions, make sure you're buying products or services that are friendly and fair trade and organic goods, and live simple, and you can purchase on only what you need. So I'm getting like minimal living, minimalist. I'm getting frugal living, simple living, simplicity. Um, you know, buying things that make sense and not buying things that doesn't just to have it. So, exiting out of vanity. It's not all about that. As long as you're comfortable, and you are creating an environment that you want, then, there's no need to spend or waste money on things that are just, not important or just a waste. If that be the case, then you might as well go serve other people and help them with something that people that are less fortunate, or they don't have it. All right, when it comes to words of abundance, um, you have the ability to manifest abundance by choosing positive, powerful words. Always describe your own world as a situation in a loving and optimistic term. And this is what you attract for yourself. So make sure you're not down talking your life like, oh, I hate my life. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate that. I hate. It's easy for us to get into that situation, especially if, we're just not having a good day or possibly a good week or the last year or whatever the case may be. It's an opportunity for us to change that now or change it every day. So words of abundance, speaking instantly powerful positive words, okay, that either describes yourself, your world, your environment, your money, interacting with those type of people that are speaking positive, and that can attract these things to you, and you attract it to the environment that you're in. So words of abundance, of value. Facing financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about your fears of any success or failure, they can no longer control you or hold any burden or overweight over you. Be free of any hidden fears, exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that in fact, there is nothing to fear, and every successful person has struggled with release these self doubts. So, what I'm getting with this is like, yeah, if you're not doing good, you don't have money, you don't have a job, or maybe you just like, you feel not successful, you feel like possibly, you don't want to expose your situation. Like, life is ups and downs. Everybody has to start from somewhere. So don't allow those feelings or those situations to control you, to make you feel like you can't ever be successful, or you're not successful, or you're not successful by now. Like, all of these, this could go with self-talk, or this could be with environments. Like, this could be as simple as like, oh, you had a really good job and now you don't anymore. It's kind of like, don't allow that burden or those thoughts or those people or any type of situation to make you feel like either hold that burden over you or hold it over like you can't never be somebody or you can't start from where you're at. Okay. So that could be even self-talk. Okay. So make sure you're releasing those self-doubts. Everybody struggles. Okay. In some form of a way. So, being honest with it, or maybe even, opening up about it, then you realize, this is something that it was nothing to fear, and it gives you an opportunity to change it. That's what I'm getting. When it comes to friendships or situationships, make sure you're detoxing because your abundance flow is being affected by any type of people, person with whom you're spending time with. So you need to be discerning about your associations and your relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive and not judgmental, right? So that's what I got. Let's see where we're at. 20 minutes? We'll go on. All right. A few more messages and then we'll be finished. I didn't think this was going to be this long. All right. When it comes to Our Lady of Comfort. So this one is a Holy Mother Mary deck. And with this one, it's short and sweet. It doesn't have a prayer or anything on it, but this one is more like Our Lady of Comfort. So what I'm getting, like any type of motherly needs, this can apply to either man or a woman or just child. Any type of motherly needs, make sure, you are taking that to God, okay? And, you know, it doesn't any type of it's what I'm just getting. This could just be lack of motherly needs, or maybe you didn't have a mother growing up, or maybe you had a mother growing up, or you just feel like there was a lack of motherly needs that you may have needed, mothers and daughters, or mothers and sons, or you know vice versa, whatever it is, like the feminine needs or the caretaker or the nurturing needs that we may have not received either growing up or even as adult. Maybe we lost a parent or so just make sure, based off all of those things, just know that you are comforted. Okay, you're comforted from our motherly Holy Mother Mary, God, your ancestors, beloveds, your spirit teams. Just know that there is a comfort there. So make sure, um, this is the heavens and God letting you know that they're sending you the nurturing needs that you need, okay? And that you are a divine beloved child of God, okay? And let's see, despite any type of darkness or any like shadow work or any type of dark mysteries or any type of possibly being raised with women in our life somewhere along the line that were just like either really mean, abusive, or just dark or just mysterious, or you just didn't never or weren't never receiving any type of motherly nurturing direction or assistance or love or any type of just like from my experience, it could be really hard, growing up as a young adult or a child or just even a, womanhood, and you don't have that nurturing from a woman in your life, okay? Or if you had a woman in your life and maybe they just have like a lot of, issues, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's perfect, I get it, but because of that situation, it could really have affect our life all throughout. So just know that the heavens and God are like working on sending you that love and nurturing yourself, and just be mindful of nurturing yourself on healing any type of wounds or anything like that, and that you are directed and you are a beloved child, and that there is a sacred sisterhood and brotherhood when it comes to that. And what I'm just getting is like, heavens, God, just fellowship, and people that are of love. They're with you, if not in human form, in spirit. So just make sure you know that you are supported when it comes to that, because you are a beloved either son or daughter of God and Holy Mother Mary. So I'm just getting a lot of maybe nurturing energy, possibly from woman, man, child. So like childhood trauma, any type of shadow work, or any type of adulthood where there was a lack of parenting, possibly. So just make sure there's nothing wrong with reparenting yourself. So dealing with any type of childhood trauma, and that could take rest of your life. Like I feel like from all through my childhood trauma issues, even until adulthood, I'm still working on that too. So I just feel like that's just like an unlimited journey, and you just eventually get better, and you eventually like find happiness, or just at least find peace. And every now and then you'll still have your triggers or so, but just being mindful and aware of it like helps a whole lot. And it takes a really long time. It's not something that'll just go away. But if you're being mindful of it and just really handling it in an honest way, an authentic self way, then nobody can really take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your life. So, all right, that's the message I have today. I didn't think it was going to be this long. My name is Zena. Thank you for watching Zenagallery. I still have my allergies acting all crazy. So I hope that this message was clear enough to help someone or assist someone or just make them feel better and just let them know, like, you're not alone. And this is a self-development, self-healing, more for the humanity. And I appreciate. Thank you again. Bye-bye.